How's it going, guys? I know you set up. Not really. I just the Timu thing never came in the green screen. That's why I get forwarding stuff in Timu. So we're just gonna ignore that. And I have nothing to hide no more. Okay. But okay. So we're gonna start today's video off with a quick verse. It goes James chapter 1, 1 through 5. James chapter 1, 1 through 5. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes in this person, greetings. In this person, greetings. Okay? So the greetings. Good. Count it all enjoy and count it all enjoy, my brothers, when you meet the trials of various kinds. For you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness, and let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given to him. So I feel like what they're trying to get to us with this verse is saying, don't be shy to ask God for wisdom. Don't be shy to ask God for things that you are struggling in, because a lot of times us men, we want to be self-made, and we feel like we look weak just for asking for help. But here in this Bible, it says you don't have to ask anyone for help. You just have to ask God, and God would generously give us the whatever we ask for. Yes, it might not come quick. Some of them do. I'm not gonna lie. Some of those things that you ask for do come quick, and some of them take their time, because he's going to shape you out to the person that you need to become, the person that you also want to become. You just don't know it yet. And later, whenever you struggle with anything, any problems, anything that it gives you, you're gonna look back to it and be like, you know what, I needed to go through it, because if I didn't go through it, I would have never knew what type of person I would have become. Now, got that? Let's always remember, at the end of the day, if we're gonna fall back into anybody, it should be God, because God is the one person that's never going to reject you. If you knock on his door, he's always going to open the door for you. Okay. So, um, where should we start this off? Because I'll be talking about something that a lot of us struggle with, okay? And a lot of us wanna know where to now, I guess you could say, right? So, we're gonna go. Here we go. Are we ready for this one? Because it's a real kind of sensitive topic that not a lot of us like to talk about. But if it's happened to you, if you guys want, you guys can put in the comments how you guys move past it, or if you guys are still struggling with it. But let's say you have a girlfriend, right? You guys end up breaking up. You guys didn't work out. It happens. Okay. And then you guys separate for a good little time, the little no contacting, and then you guys just don't want to be. It's not that you guys don't want to reach out to each other, but it's pride and ego that doesn't let you guys come together again. Months pass, years pass. This timing can go for many people. Weeks, months, years. They come back, or you go back, and then you hit it off really well. It's like if you guys never left each other. If chemistry is still there, everything's amazing. But once you want to commit, you ask them the most silliest question. And a lot of guys do this mistake where when they're trying to get back with their ex. A lot of guys do this. I've done this. It's, I guess it's a guy nature thing to do. We ask the most stupidest questions. Have you been or done something with someone else? Now, why do we ask this question? Or if you didn't ask this question and you found out on your own, that even leads you into a deeper hole that I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, right? That you finding out instead of them telling you. Because at least them telling you, that kind of shows that they regret it, or they really didn't mean anything, because they're trying to come clean and honest with you. But our guy human nature, we're gonna look at that as ill, right? Like ill, like no, like I can't accept you no more, because you have been touched and another guy has seen you a certain way that I have seen you. So I can't have that no more, right? Okay. Now, girls, you guys struggle with this too, where you guys break up, you haven't been with nobody, you've been completely loyal to a false image of this guy, and you guys expect him to stay celibate. And you guys, we all want to be like this person that I spent so many years with or so many months. They would never do that. Why would they do that? If I don't feel the necessity to do that, why would they do that? So okay, so it leads us to that where we feel like they're not gonna do anything, and just because you didn't do it doesn't mean they're not gonna do it. No, it happens. It happens to the best of us. We shouldn't be ashamed of it because it's a life lesson that we all learn about. Now you can either go two ways about this, right? It's really simple. If you're trying to get back with your ex, and everyone struggles with this one, forgive or don't. So, in this type of certain situation where you want to forgive them for what they have done, because once you find out, you feel disgusted. I know the feeling. You feel disgusted. You feel the anger. You feel like, oh, how could they have done this to me? Even though we weren't together, they should have still, kept their composure and just kept in their pants, or they should have just not talked to anyone else, or there shouldn't be no one else if you really love me. You're gonna self question yourself on a lot of these things. And the reality is, and this is what I want everyone to understand, you guys weren't together at that time. Okay? You guys weren't together. They don't owe you anything. They don't owe you loyalty. They were loyal to you when you guys were together. Fine. Leave it at that. But don't try to drag on the thing, whatever they did, don't try to drag it on into they were unloyal, they were unfaithful. That was your fault because you had too much high expectation on them. Now, you see, this is where the brain plays tricks on you. You had them up here. It's fine. It's normal. The person that you love, the person that you honestly saw a future with, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Telling you guys, it's fine to feel the emotion that you felt because you had that person, you had them way above everybody else. Now, the reason why I'm putting a guy and a girl because this advice goes for guys and girls. I forgot to put a girl here. I started it, but I just didn't finish it. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. We usually think of the person that we love up here, that they would never do us wrong, that they wouldn't need the necessity of messing us up. But they didn't mess us up. No, we had high expectations for them. We set those goals for them without even letting them know about them because you just expected better. It's fine. We've all been there. Now, now that we all been there, right? Where to go? Where to go from it? Now, a lot of you guys may because there's two ways you can go about it. You can either forgive them, don't return, let that story close, or return. I feel like the smartest thing to do and the most logical thing to do is to absolutely never return. Never return unless you really do truly love that person. You know why I say unless you really do truly love that person? You can say you love someone just because you care for them, you took care of them. But do you love them enough to forgive them for what they've done to supposedly you? In reality, they didn't do nothing to you. But your brain tricks you and says they did something to you because you had high expectations for them. Your brain's your own enemy, guys. You guys need to learn how to control your brain because if you guys don't, that's going to be your biggest enemy and you're going to have your biggest downfall because how is the only thing that you can control going up against yourself. That's where we turn to God most of the time for guidance. What should I do, God? In this sort of situation, where could I go? I mean, this girl, this guy, I had him all the way up here, and they failed me. How could they? They do they not know I love them? Do they feel unappreciated? Was my love not enough? And that's when you start questioning yourself, and you're just gonna fall. You yourself, you're gonna kill yourself. So, do you return with the person, or do you let them live their life? You let them live their life. Because if the thoughts that you have thought about come to your brain, it's because you're immature. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. because I also put that in my head. I'm immature. Why? Because I can't accept the fact that we weren't together and she got with someone else. I couldn't accept it. So you know what I did? I painted her out to be a villain in my head, and I assented more and more and more, and I just worked on myself more, which is amazing because when you get the feeling of sadness, guys, depression's not real. Don't fall into the, oh, I can't show up to work because I'm depressed, or I can't go to the gym because I'm depressed, or I can't do this because I'm depressed. Never put depression as a excuse because it's not real. You're putting power to something that's false. It's like saying I could fly, but at the end of the day I can't fly. I can't grow wings and just fly away. No, you can't. So the best thing to do in this situation is just forgive. Forgive them. Say, you know what? I forgive them for what they did, even though they did nothing wrong to you. Your brain, you gotta tell your brain, I forgive them. Because your brain's the one that made that mind up. Your brain's the one that had the high expectations for him. So now you just gotta be like, okay, I forgive them for what they did. Yes, it's always gonna be like this. If you guys are gonna get back with that person in such little time of you finding out that they've been with someone else, and sometimes you feel the pressure of, fuck, like if I don't get back with that person, imagine what they could do if they're left alone for a longer time. Guys, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it regardless. We can't try and stop them. You can't force a cow to drink water. It's not gonna work. So what do? You leave them. Let them go. If they want to hurt their image, let them hurt their image. But you don't hurt your image because you are above all the things, and never believe in get backs. Because you going with another person, or you trying to have some sexual intercourses, and oh, I'm mad, I'm about to go fuck so many bitches and X, Y, and Z, that's when you're gonna fall, and you're gonna fail even lower than her because you scooped down to her level. Not only that, she could have done it for many reasons, but you did it because of her. So that puts you underneath her. So now you just went down. You failed in yourself. You failed to live up to your name. What do? It's really simple. You deal with the pain. The pain that you brought upon yourself because you thought she was gonna be loyal, she was gonna be, this girl or this guy that, no one could touch just because they were like that when you were in a relationship. No, they're free to do. Finally, they are free to do whatever they want to do. And when you do that, whenever you say they're free to do whatever they want to do, whatever they wanted to do when you were in a relationship, and they did it once they're outside the relationship. That's what they've been wanting to do. So it was going to happen sooner or later. It was going to happen sooner or later. If that's what they really wanted to do the whole time, hey, it was going to happen sooner or later. So you could either say, "Hey, at least I dodged the bullet before I got cheated on," or you could still be mad about them going with other persons. Guys, there's a saying in Spanish, and I'm totally gonna botch it, but I'm gonna say a saying in Spanish. I'm gonna try to translate it in English. But for my Spanish speakers, if you guys have heard the saying, great. If you guys haven't, then here it goes. It goes, yo prefiero tener a una persona que no conozco y que yo sé que se ha metido con 10 vatos de que andar con una persona que sí conozco y yo tuve un pasado con y que se ha metido con un vato. And it's true. If you really start, let's say you forget about her, and you go up to your next relationship, you're gonna see not every girl's a virgin, not every guy's a virgin, not every guys. The older we get, the harder it is for us to find that type of connection. So don't feel some type of way because you can't find none of them. No, there's gonna be better people coming up in your life that could have had more than 20 bodies. But guess what? They changed, and now they're ready to settle down. Which honestly, I wouldn't fall for that. Right? Like personally, I draw the line at one. I'll do exceptions at five, but I mean that's it. Like we got to look at ages too. Like if you're 25 with X amount of bodies and you're ready to settle down, well, maybe I'm not the guy, right? We all have our own we all have our own things. But honestly, guys, don't expect to try to find another virgin. There are some out there, but also look at yourself, reflect on yourself, and be like, okay, this is how I feel based on the amount of bodies I have. That's the amount of I'm able to accept. So in a way that keeps me in a little circle where I am unique enough that not any girl can have me, but any girl that can have me should feel honored. Because why? Because I haven't been passed around, nor have I been thrown over here, over there. They don't see me with many girls. Because it's better to be a guy to yourself. Hang out with the girls, go for it. But don't let girls have that image of you that you just go and sleep around with many people. Yes, it's fun, and like, well, I was gonna say yes, it's fun, but I really never did experience that of going around and sleeping with many girls. Have I had the chance to? Yes, I'm pretty sure everyone has had the chance to go from body to body and body to body because it's so simple nowadays. You can go to Mexico, pay $50, you can, boom, there's a body. You don't even have to go to another country. They're in your city. There's fucking Discord calls. There's I think there was one here in the valley I read about that they busted because they were like in a Discord call, I mean a Discord chat, and then everybody will meet up for their sexual activities, which I just feel like that's a really down low place to be at because you're putting sexual needs above yourself. What you guys need to understand is sexual needs, they don't exist. Yes, they're emotions. That's what I want to get you guys to understand. Depression doesn't exist because sadness is an emotion. Sadness exists because you can feel sad, but don't get it twisted with depression because depression is not real. Depression doesn't cripple you. Depression doesn't do that. That's just you being sad and being too much in your head. And as I said, your brain is your biggest enemy, but it could be your biggest weapon. So learn how to use your brain whenever it comes to those type of situations. Back to what I was talking about, right? Should you forgive the person? Yes, forgive them and leave them. Let them do whatever they want. Because at the end of the day, that's going to show their true colors. If they start going on dates and dates and dates and multiple dates, and you might feel like, damn, like, why is she doing this to me? Or why is he doing this to me? Like we were supposed to have a family. We planned on having dogs, kids, the house. We planned everything. Why is she now doing all this with all these other guys? Like, what's really going on? I'm gonna give you guys straight and blunt to you guys. When you guys broke up, when you guys finally pulled the trigger on the relationship, those persons, those two people that were once in love, they're no longer with us because you guys now suffered the pain of a breakup. And not only that, they suffered it the same way as you did. But now you suffered it in a way where you can't forget about that person because of what they've done. It could go vice versa. So, in this situation, the best and smartest thing to do, walk away and let them live their life. Because you're going to see who's going to ruin their reputation more. It could be the guy who jumped into a next relationship, or it could be the guy or the girl who started getting passed around multiple times. At the end of the day, the truthness is going to prevail. And if you were really an honest person, a really honest and truthful person with yourself, and you know who you are, or even if you don't know who you are, because this was my situation. When I broke up, I know who I was. I know my likings. I know what was going on. I was so caught up on always being a provider that I forgot about my hobbies, right? So okay, so that's what happened to me, and then I found myself again. Found myself again, and look at me now. I now make YouTube videos, which I've always wanted to do. I just never had the confidence to. Not only that, I really don't get triggered by multiple stuff. I am more of a calm person than I was when I was with that person. I I want to say I ascended more spiritually, mentally, physically. So in this certain situation, I'm happy with myself. I'm not in competition with that person because being in competition is you still have them in your brain and you're still giving them energy. Still get you if you let them be in your brain all day, no, all day, all night, and they're still in the back of your mind, and you make it a target to do better than them, you lost because you are trying to beat someone that's not even competing with you, and they're just in your brain, and you're losing. So don't be a loser. Let that person go unless you truly love them. Because if you truly love them, you'll forgive them for everything they've done. But even at that, guys, let's be real with each other. If you do get back with that person, you're gonna feel it. you're gonna feel the disgust. You're gonna self image. You're gonna put self images in your head of what happened that night. You're gonna ask stupid questions. I know what you're gonna do because I have done it. Now, you could either fall and rely on a fake depression bill that gives you an excuse to be whatever you want to be, which is depression and sad and just most, or you can smile. Most of the times people don't know this, but if you fake smile, sometimes you forget you're fake smiling and you really gonna smile. Go to a gym, lift the weights, learn how to learn how to make money, and follow God. It's all you need in life, guys. Be more truthful to yourself, be more loving to yourself, love yourself more. As soon as you start loving yourself and you find your own hobbies, that's when you're going to be able to forgive the person for what they've done. And not only that, you're going to realize that person that I once loved doesn't exist no more. It's okay to grieve them. It's like any other passing. Someone passes away that was really close to you. You're going to grieve them and you're going to think about them sometimes. But don't go back. You have to be man enough or woman enough to say your own boundaries and be like, no, this was I had high hopes for you, disrespecting me and not waiting for me, or just going around with other people, and you thought that was gonna fulfill you, but it didn't. Now look at you. This is where you ascend, brother. This is where you need to be better, bigger, stronger, faster, smarter. And you have to be the person, the bigger person. Say, like, you know what? I'm good. I don't need that. Yes. And part of you is gonna say, we could give it another try. But if you can really honestly try to give it another try, I'm just trying to save you guys some time. But if you honestly feel like you can forgive them for what they've done, even after a breakup, even after you find out what they've done with multiple people, go ahead. That's your life. I can't control you. But I will tell you, have some self respect. If it's been, because at the end of the day, it's going to ruin your reputation. People are going to see you with that girl and be like, yo, this other Nick, this other guy had him just last week. Oh, but now they're together. Now they're lovey dovey. But people are they're hella chismosos. They're gonna know and they're gonna be like, you can walk in a store with them and people they can recognize it. They're gonna be like, you don't got a damn clue what you got. So honestly, guys, just have some self respect for yourself. My advice, don't go back to it. Even though if you guys feel like you can't live without her, the endless nights, the crying in your car, in your truck, in at work. I know it's happened to a lot of people at work where it just breaks you down. I am so thankful. It has never happened to me at work. Never. I'm thankful. There was one day where I was feeling sad, but I mean that's about it. Because I didn't let my emotions control me and be like, oh, like, no, I'm sad. I can't work. I'm sorry, guys. No, if I was sad, if I was angry, I would still do the things that had to get done. But that's me. A lot of people don't have that sort of maturity. And for those of you guys who do, might be in the same boat now. But once you find out about that, or any disrespect a girl has given to you, or a guy, just in case if I have like one girl looking at me, guys, girls, have the respect. Not only for you, but for your family. Because I mean, think about it. If you really want to pursue a future with this person, don't how can I say it? Don't forget what they've done, but forgive them. Forgive. Forgive is the best thing you can do. Because once you forgive them, you now realize you're not carrying any weight because you already forgive them. Now, was your mind playing tricks on you? Yes. But remember, you gotta get in the right state of mind with your mind so y'all can come together and make a stronger team, you and your mind. Whatever that girl did when you guys were not together, that's on her. That ruins her reputation. Because you know when you guys were together, she wasn't like that. And maybe she was. You just never found out. But that's a whole other story for a whole other time. But with that, guys, I honestly want to leave you. with the drawing. Okay? You guys are gonna notice something about this, and I want you guys to notice and pay attention on what I'm about to show you. So, all right. So, guys, I want I want you guys to pay attention to an arrow. I'm gonna draw two arrows. Okay? One of them is gonna move, and one of them is not. I'm gonna draw the one you. Okay. So, you guys are ready. I'll just back to you guys. The arrow on top is you, your actions, whatever you decide to do. If you decide to go back with them, if you don't decide to go back with them. So, if you go back, remember, going back into a cycle, you guys broke off for a reason. I don't know what that reason was. I don't know who decided to pull the trigger, but if you guys go back, just know you're going back. This is a person. This is them. Once you go back, cycle continues. It just continues and continues on, and nothing's gonna change unless you guys really have to work on. It's gonna be a whole lot of work, and honestly, I feel like the thing that you guys are trying to accomplish with that goal, with that whole relationship that should have died a long time ago, it's just gonna wind you guys back to square one, to where you guys started off before you guys even broke up. But now with more memories to even hate each other more. Okay, that's one. The other half, you can move on. It's gonna hurt. It is gonna hurt. I understand the hurt and the pain, but remember, strong times make stronger men. So if you just move on, straightforward, she's gonna want to continue a cycle, she or he. But if you move on and you don't allow that, you keep going straight. She can continue a cycle, but now she's gonna be her own person. So she can try and chase you while you're moving forward, or she can go on her own route. At the end of the day, that would be a whole lot easier, a whole less stress, and a whole lot of less embarrassment for you instead of just going in a cycle. Because once you go in a cycle, a lot of people already know what you guys did. You guys were not together. A lot of people, guys, and it's not that you care about what other people think, but it's about your self image and what has happened when you were not there and what has been said about you. So you got to learn a amount of self respect and put your big boy pants on. Just learn how to walk away. Because if you don't walk away, you're gonna relive it. You're gonna relive it and you're never gonna know when to stop. Why? Because this feels natural. This feels like home. But yet you're not going nowhere. You keep on going forward, who knows? Who knows what God has planned for you? But just know, whatever God takes away, He can return it into a whole lot more. He can give you way more than what you lost. God will never let you lose something if He didn't know that you could get way more better. With that, guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching today's video. Another long one. I will be doing live streams on Saturdays. So stay tuned for those. It's just gonna be me vibing out. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you guys enjoyed enough to leave a like, go ahead. I appreciate that too much. And if you guys feel free, you guys can share your experience and what has happened. If you guys have any questions, um, you guys can ask them on the comments. If you guys want to ask in the comments, you guys can go follow me at Trip15, no, at Trip Spams 1505. There, my DMs are open and I will openly answer them. And I don't mind. Like I'm not famous, so I can even if I do get famous, I'm not gonna go Hollywood and I'm not gonna just forget about where I came from. No. Talk to you guys. I'm gonna try to give you the best advice I can possibly can. Because I'm here to help. I'm not we're all just trying to get better. Okay? So with that, I'm gonna leave you guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video and I'll see you in the next one.